It felt so good when you were pitching me the woo. It felt so good to think that I appealed to you.
Mr. Worldwide. We on a world tour with
Well, you know the good thing about Dubai?
What's that?
Beauty and talent comes to you.
Oh, wow.
This is true, and today we're blessed to have both in the form of one heavenly body.
Wow, thank you.
You're
talking about me, right?
Absolutely.
Well, she's on her way, who we're talking about.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later.
So welcome to Global Brothers Podcast,
Yes.
Miss Chantel Riley.
Thank you. Thanks for
Welcome.
having me.
So if you guys don't know, Miss Chantel Riley is a double, triple, quadruple threat. I don't even know how many accolades by this point.
I do some things.
Actress, singer, I believe a bit of dancing as well.
Modeling.
Some Broadway in your background.
Yes.
We're just very blessed to have you on the show today.
Aw.
Really.
Well, thanks for showing some interest and wanting me on your show.
Absolutely.
First time to Dubai.
Second time.
Really?
It's my second time in Dubai.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're
Yeah.
living it up.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. And I meet some cool new people, which is always good. New friends.
Absolutely.
Wow. So tell me, what have you been doing since you've been here? What brings you here the second time around?
In the first place.
So, I was in London for work, and my friend and I, we just booked this open-ended ticket until like the 24th of September.
Okay.
So we were thinking, maybe we'll go to Lagos, Nigeria, whatever, right? And then it came time down to it to book our flight for somewhere. We're like, let's just go to Dubai. It was literally last minute, booked the flight and hotel 10 hours before takeoff. And we're like, let's just come out to Dubai. We wanted to go somewhere that was hot and nice and fun and somewhere we could just chill. And so we came to Dubai, just a random
Now, for you
last
guys at
minute.
home, notice what Chantel said, that we just booked an open-ended ticket.
Right.
It's just whatever.
When you can do that, when you can live
boss.
that kind of life, that's truly global.
Yeah.
Oh my
It is.
God, no!
No, because this is inspirational for people.
Definitely.
Well,
It's inspirational for people.
to make it more clear, I didn't book the ticket. This was for the work. The work flew me out to London.
Okay.
And I just told them, like, hey, just make my return flight the 24th. So then that way we could pick up and run away somewhere
Even
else.
more boss status.
So find the
She
kind of
doubled
job,
down on it.
Find the kind of job that will pay you
Right.
to
Right.
be a boss.
Right. How about she doubled down, right?
You're right,
Let me clarify.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and we loved Dubai the first time, and so it was a perfect opportunity to come by here. It was a quick flight. It was great.
So you mentioned you with your homegirls, so you
Yeah.
guys are road dog, you travel together.
That
like,
is my
that's so
travel.
dope.
Yeah, that is my travel buddy. Like we've
That's so
done
dope.
many random adventures together. So she's the one. She's the one.
That's great. Wow.
We actually have plans. Like we're trying to put together like our own like travel show because we
Really?
do so much. We have a lot of comments of people wanting to see it. So we're like, maybe we should try to work on something. So we'll see. Hopefully we get that together.
That'll be some really good content.
Yeah.
Right.
And like
we have
you
so much
said, it's things that people need to see.
Yes.
Okay, just to like push them off the ledge
fun. Yeah, get out
and
there.
get out there. Yeah.
Why not? Book a flight. Just go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about how you got started in, well, this can go very far back, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you've been creative for a long time. How did you get started in theater and then to film and what you're on about now?
Yeah. Well, I used to work as an auto insurance adjuster.
How did that come in at all? I've Googled her a lot. I didn't see anything about that.
Nothing. I didn't. Yeah.
Surprise.
Geico.
Not guy, well, something like that. But yeah, something like that. And so, I just finished university, did my degree in sociology, and, just wanted to get a job, get the benefits, do the adulting thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so I got a job in insurance. But at the same time, I was always singing in church. Like I was on the worship team as a worship leader and stuff. So singing was always my passion.
Right.
And so, a couple years of working there, well, I'll say like a year and a half, really. A friend of mine who's an actor approached me. She said, hey, like there's an open casting call for The Lion King. You should go check it out. And at the time, like I had no experience other than like church plays,
Right.
playing Pregnant Mary, for Christmas. But I was like, you know what I got to lose? Like, I might as well give it a shot. So I went to the open casting call. But prior to that, I got a friend to take like a headshot of me, made up something on a resume real quick. And went to the open casting call, got a few callbacks. And I was like, okay, I think they actually like me. Was taking like long lunch breaks from my job. Good thing my boss wasn't one of those,
Yeah.
So I'd just be disappearing, having like a 3-hour lunch break because I'm at a casting call. And so thank God for her. And then I got an agent because, they realized like, oh, they actually see something in her because I'm getting all these callbacks. And then, a couple months later, I got offered a job to play Nala in The Lion King in Germany.
Amazing.
Nala. I was going to say Scar.
Amazing.
Oh,
I was going to say Scar. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Oh, wow.
Curiosity about you.
Right.
Okay, Nala. All right.
Yeah, so then I did The Lion King in Germany, in German, out there for a year.
What do you mean in German?
It
You
was
speak German.
9. No, not anymore. Not anymore.
9.
That's all I got. Yeah, the entire show's
This
in
is
German.
amazing.
The songs, the script, like
You had to
everything.
learn
So I
songs
learned
in
it
German.
phonetically. Like even for the audition, they flew me out there for the audition, and prior to that, I was just listening to the songs on repeat and just writing it out phonetically, like how I heard it. So that by the time I got there, I was able to sing the song in German. And then we did the scene in English. And then once I booked the job, they have a phonetics coach who's on site, and she teaches us the show.
Amazing. How long of a process was this? Was this over a year, 2 years? And then how long were you in Germany performing?
So I feel like everything took, like from the beginning of the audition to booking the job, everything kind of happened within like 3 or 4 months. It was really quick, like
Intense.
yeah, it was really quick. Like my life literally just changed like that. And it's so funny because I remember being at my insurance job and just like typing away, being so annoyed and so over it, and just looking up and being like, God, look, I'm giving this 2 years. You gotta come through, please, because I can't see myself doing this any longer. And then at the 1.5 year mark, this opportunity came up.
Okay.
And before that, no theater experience at all.
None, no.
And Lion King, one of the biggest animated films anyway of all time.
All of a sudden, the Lion King, right?
And now the live action thing, you were playing one of the lead roles.
Yeah.
So did you shock? Okay, let's talk family.
Okay,
Friends,
sure.
high school,
Yeah.
college. Were people like, huh? What?
You know what?
Where'd this come
I
from?
feel
Where'd that
like,
come from? Yeah.
you know what? I think some people weren't too surprised because they knew I was always singing and stuff in church.
Talented.
And I think for my family though, it was still like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
you go from working in insurance to now you being flown out to do this, live musical that's like one of the biggest musicals of all time. And
Your agent is a genius.
Yeah.
yes, look,
Your agent is a
honey.
genius. Like, give him a
She
shout
jumped
out,
on
give
that.
her a shout
She
out.
jumped on that real quick. They said,
Wow.
"Oh, you got callbacks from Disney? Let me sign this girl up right quick."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
vision. That's
she's
vision.
been great. Yeah, she's been great and helping me with that. But yeah, and then I did the show for a year in Germany.
Okay, so it took okay.
So yeah,
How
I did-
many shows?
we do 8 shows a week.
Oh, yeah, I
So-
feel like, like theater is like very intense.
Yeah,
And-
it's pretty intense.
And even, let's say you're not, but I've even heard like people like Samuel Jackson and like
Oh, yeah.
theatrically trained people say that this is way harder than my Hollywood job.
100%. And I'm so grateful that I got to start in theater rather than starting in TV and
The opposite
going to
direction,
theater
yeah.
because it just preps you and and it actually when I did my first film, you hear people like, oh God, it's taking forever. Da, da, da. I'm like,
Yeah.
huh? This is y'all get to sit here and wait until they say action. Like,
Right.
meanwhile, I'm like jumping around on stage 8 times a week. So it definitely like prepped me like for preparing how to learn lines and just being in the moment and all that other stuff. Because with theater, it's live, so you can't get it wrong. With
Yeah.
this film and television, you mess up a line, you just go back and start all over again, right?
And there's people in front of you right away.
Exactly.
Judging you and like
Yep.
deciding if your performance is good or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to critics months later.
Yeah, exactly. When the film comes out or the
Wow.
show comes out.
It's
yeah.
so on the spot.
Yeah.
Even if you make a mistake, you just have to keep,
Oh, yeah.
work through it.
Yeah, and I've made several mistakes. so.
And how about this? If you're having a bad day, you still
Yeah.
got to go through it. So
You
the
have to.
resiliency is within you throughout that whole process.
Yeah, that's
Can you
the thing.
imagine?
You really have to just try to shake it off as much as you can
Right.
before you touch that stage and just let it all go. And But sometimes it creeps in, you know what I mean? You're human, life happens, and yeah.
Outside of Germany, have you played that role in Lion King in other places? Did the show travel?
So that show in particular, the Hamburg cast, that one stayed there. So after I did my run there, I was offered the position to play Nala on Broadway. So
In New York?
In New York,
Yeah,
and
I
I
read
did
that.
that for 4
New York
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
NYC, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey,
up.
but remember when I texted you when I read that and I was like, wow, this is a real one. Boy. She's been all over the place.
Right.
Like Germany's one thing and it's huge.
Brother,
Yeah.
brother,
But
Broadway.
but
Broadway's a big deal.
Exactly, the nation's
Broadway is
the Big Apple.
And it's so funny because I was so new to this whole musical theater, acting, whatever world. Like when I was offered the job, I was like, okay, let me think about it.
Yeah.
Because my agent was like, you want to think about it? This
Yeah.
is
Broadway.
Broadway. I'm
Right.
like, okay, I'll get back to you. Like it didn't occur to me how huge it was until I got there. Because I had never seen a Broadway show before. Like I danced when I grew up and, did that kind of stuff, but never had the opportunity to go see like a
Man,
live
even
performance.
off-Broadway shows are big, let alone
Yeah,
Broadway.
absolutely.
Broadway's in the title.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Some-
Kind of
Amazing.
Broadway.
So it wasn't until I actually got to the hub of it and
Yeah.
saw the beast of what Broadway
So-
was. It really just dawned on me like, oh, this is a huge deal.
Let me tell you, we're going really fast here because I'm still back at the insurance, the job, and I'm wondering, because that resonates with me and so many people.
I used to work in insurance.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, how many?
Death and dismemberment.
Woo!
Oh my
Cold
goodness.
calling.
Woo!
Hello, sir, ma'am. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's dinner time. Can I sell you some
Bang.
death and dismemberment insurance?
Yeah. Yikes.
And I was the best salesman.
Come on. Push through.
I said that thing.
I mean, it's just, I'm thinking about how you went from, it's 0 to 60, it seems like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work in between, but when you get to look back, because you're in it sometimes and you can't really see how fast it is.
Yeah.
But you said
Yeah.
3 months later, you're in Germany.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
It's amazing.
yeah, I mean, it happened really fast, but had I not taken that step and
Right.
she came to me, she came to a lot of people and said, hey, there's an open casting call. There's hundreds of other people that could have taken that opportunity and probably could have been in the same position. Had I just not, trusted God, stepped out of faith and just walked with it and, just took a chance, I
But
wouldn't be here talking to you guys about it now.
Chantel, you know what else? You're talented. There's people that get the opportunity and they don't make it happen because they're not, like you have some type of ability to be able to do that, right? You can't just put anybody in that same trajectory.
Right.
I was going to touch on that as well, but
Yeah.
from the perspective of there's a lot of people that might have been better than Michael Jordan
Right.
that didn't get that shot because they stayed at Rucker Park.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that might have been better than Thurgood Marshall being a judge. Didn't
Yeah.
get that shot because they stayed where they stayed. Didn't
Yeah.
get that opportunity to
Yeah.
become supreme. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of luck to do it, I think, but
Yeah.
obviously talent's there, but also the drive. And
Yeah.
I'm not staying here. I will not listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Say, this is
Right.
all I got.
And I think that's what it was, a lot of it too. Like I grew up in the church and, my pastor was really heavy on, dreaming big and
Yeah.
stepping out in faith. And I think that really helped and that was instilled in me at a young age. And so that's all I knew growing up. You know what I mean? And so I knew that I didn't want to just be in insurance. That's why the first thing I said was, God, like, get me out of here. I got 2 years out of this, and that's all I got.
He answered.
And he answered, you know what I mean? And
even
so,
before Obama, you were like, yes, I can.
exactly, exactly.
Brock.
Right? Come back, please.
We miss you, bro.
Please
My
come back.
goodness. Do we?
That's funny.
Amazing.
So, I heard from
Yeah.
a friend.
Yeah.
This is okay.
A friend of a friend,
There's a thing called Jesse,
Jesse.
biopic.
Oh,
film
race.
about a historic.
Yeah, Jesse.
Excuse me. Race.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
biopic film about the legendary hero
Yes.
of
Owens.
athletics and just like really equality.
Yeah.
Jesse Owens.
Yes.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Really? Is he
Yeah.
Cleveland?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, stand up, stand up. And you played in that as well. Tell us how that came about and just even the gravity of playing such a role
Yeah.
in that kind of historic film.
Well, that was my first film. That was my first feature film. I was working at the Lion King at the time. I was in my second year in New York. And, I told my agents, like, I want to do film and TV. It's a little difficult when you're on a contract.
Drive.
She told her age.
Drive.
I said, I want to do more. It's a little difficult because, you're on a contract, you do 8 shows a week, you have to work that out with schedules, but the company was really cool in letting me get the time off. And so I auditioned and I booked my first film, and it was starring Stephan James, who's also a fellow Torontonian, Canadian, and I got to play the role of Quincella Nickerson, who was the side chick.
Yes.
She kind of got Jesse a little, distracted.
A little off task.
Honey, I played that thing to the best of my ability.
I was about to say, like, you
I had a blast. It was fun. But it was great and I remember just first day being on set, sitting, waiting for my cue and being like, this is what I want. This is it. This is what I want. And I was just like, God, make it happen.
Where was it filmed?
Montreal. They did some in Montreal, and then they did footage in Berlin as well.
In Berlin.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the Olympics. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was my first film, and it kind of the one that.
Yeah, and you got a history lesson.
It was during the time of like Hitler, and they were hosting the Olympics in Berlin, and he was talking about how great the Aryan race was, and then here comes Jesse Owens, black man from Cleveland, Ohio, who comes in and literally takes up every single gold medal that he goes for.
You know what I've always wondered about historical biopics? For the actors in these depictions, are you method acting? Do you properly get into it, like feel the time and feel the energy and even the vibe of what was going on, and that, like, you put yourself in the place?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did some research about Jesse and the time, and the year that we're in as well.
Right.
I believe it was the 30s. And so, you do that research, you put on the costume, the hair, the makeup, the music playing in the background, all the background actors as well, and you are literally like planted in that time, in that space. Wow. And so it's so easy, it's much easier that way to just drop in because everything around you has turned into that era. You mentioned about, being in that, the 1930s and what that's like. It's funny because I'm actually on a show in Toronto called Frankie Drake Mysteries, and that's set in the 1920s. Okay. So I do come into set every day, and it's like
Frankie Drake Mysteries.
Yes, Frankie Drake's Mysteries. It's set in the 1920s in Toronto, and I play a detective in the 1920s. Yeah. And so we go around solving mysteries. Every episode's a new mystery. And
you have to talk 1920s, like, hey,
you know what? No. You know what? When I got the gig, I said, "Is that how they're gonna? You're not gonna go in at the same."
Yeah.
No, we do not talk like that at all. Like, you'll have words, huh?
Do you do accents?
No.
No?
In the show, or you mean in general?
Like in general. Like if someone said, "Listen, you sound like this," like you're like.
No, I'm not that good at accents.
Give me a second.
I'm not that good. I mean, I'll do like Jamaican because Jamaican, but I'm not that great. I'm not that great at it.
All right, y'all. Chantel Riley doing Patra.
No, man, we can't do that. We can't do that. No, nobody with it, man.
Go on with it.
Come on, coffee. Let's go.
Wow. All right, I want to jump.
Jump.
The singer-songwriter.
Come on.
Tell us.
Yeah.
You want to get it yet?
Not yet, because remember, I did a lot of research.
She has to go. Okay, go.
Okay, what you got?
You have another hour for no.
I've been binge watching Pearson.
Okay.
Binge watching Pearson, which
Where
is
you
a
at?
spin-off of Suits, episode 7.
Oh, you're almost done. So Gina Torres, who's the lead of the show, she said she kind of came up with this idea while watching the 2016 elections. And so, Gina at the time, or Jessica's character, Jessica Pearson, she had lost her law license. So she's in Suits, so she can no longer be a lawyer. And so she was like, well, what would it be like for her character now that she's not a lawyer and now deciding to go back to Chicago and try to reconnect with her family? And so I come along as playing Angela Cook, which is Jessica Pearson's cousin, who is a little skeptical about her return and curious as to why she's come back all of a sudden and why she's trying so hard to get back with the family and help the city. And So she's a little standoffish and a little stubborn.
Very skeptical.
Very, very skeptical. She gives Jessica a very hard time, which you don't really see that often for Jessica Pearson. You know,
No,
people
she's a
usually
boss.
like try to comfort her and she shuts them down real quick. Whereas Angela, you know, she's like, nah, like I don't care how much money you make, what kind of shoes you wearing, like I don't trust you kind of thing. She has trust issues, okay? We get it. But you kind of have to understand where she's coming from as well.
Right.
Angela, you know, from the South Side Chicago, single mom, raising 2 sons, and she just gets a notice that they have 30 days to, you know, be out of their apartment. And so now, you know, she's trying to get some help from her cousin, and it's not really going so well.
Not too
and
much spoiler. Not too much spoiler.
yeah, oops.
I'm on episode 7. Be easy.
Okay, well you've gotten past all that.
I know. I've seen them, but he ain't seen one episode.
But be honest with you, it's
Well-
interesting. I really like. I want to watch it.
Okay, good.
I really
amazing,
do. Yeah.
amazing.
Okay, now you watch. The end. Dot, dot, dot.
What I'm very interested in TV writing specifically, because now we're in the age of Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, and people do binge.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
And
yeah.
they binge watch
It's the best way.
like the whole thing for a long time. So when you're writing that kind of show and you're that kind of character, like how much do you have to study your lines as opposed to a film or a traditional series?
Great question. Yeah.
Well, in regards to, well, with Pearson, I'm not like the main lead, so I'm not in every
You're
day.
in a lot of stuff.
But yes, I am in a lot of stuff. But I could talk for like Frankie Drake. I'm, you know, the second lead in the show, and so being on set every day.
Right.
What I tend to do is like I read the script full through like twice, and then when I get to set, I look at my lines for the day, study real quick, hit the set, and then boom. So I'm not usually like prepping so much for the day because there's so many scenes.
Yeah.
And there's just too much to prepare for. So the best way that I could do it for myself, that worked for me, is what are my lines for today? Rehearse them, you know, when you're on set, rehearse them back and forth a couple times. And then while they're setting up the scene, rehearse the lines again, and then boom, knock them out. When I'm done the scene, they disappear. I don't know anything. I'm on to the
Really?
next. So I don't remember a lot of lines from things that I do because I just do it. It's in for the time. It's like a short-term memory.
Yeah.
And then it leaves and I get ready for the next scene.
I guess if you do it enough, you train your mind to do that.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You know, exactly. Your brain is just going. You're building that kind of muscle for,
Yeah.
you know, I guess a short-term memory muscle.
So, Lion King, Pearson, Frankie Drake's, so many things that we can catch you in, yeah?
Yeah.
So, your current project is Frankie Drake's, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm pretty sure Pearson's going to be on for next season.
We hope so. We haven't heard anything yet. So
Yeah. Good luck with
fingers
that.
crossed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It sounds great.
That's really, really
Is it good?
man.
It's
Yeah.
good, man.
I'm on it now.
It's such
Done
brilliant
deal.
writing. Such brilliant writing.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Tell us about your singing.
Yes.
There you go.
Well,
What you want to ask me, brother?
sorry, you want to set it
He
up.
is
Set it up. Set it up.
waiting
for
this
Set it up
moment.
properly, my
Well,
brother.
no, you sound great. I mean, I
Thank
you know,
you.
I trolled you, right? No, but you know, just looking into you, the artist, multi-talented artist, and thespian, I found out. I was like, wow, okay, she got a nice voice. You know, you just came from the studio,
I just came from the studio,
right?
yeah.
So
I heard your voice in Pearson.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that.
Episode
4.
really,
Yeah.
okay,
We
All right.
won't give away too much.
Yeah.
But-
told you I've been binging.
yeah. But once again, let's go back. So you
Yeah.
started that in the church, right?
Yeah, I started in the church, but I feel like most
Yeah.
black artists start is in
Yeah.
the church. And yeah, just singing in the choir, singing as a worship leader. And I sang in a girl group for a little bit. Me and my
All right,
best friend.
tell us the name. Tell us the
The
name.
group is called Sincere. It's my friend Makiva Lindsay, who is here today, who you'll be talking to soon. And Ashley Henry, and you know, we all went to church together. We just all love singing, and so like let's put a group together and let's sing and let's see what happens. So we just like toured different churches and stuff and did that. And then like the music thing went away for a little bit, and I mean I've always loved it, but it's always been a dream of mine to like do an album or like an EP and just like write my own stuff. And so I got into the habit of writing, and I came up with my first single called Not Anymore. It's out right now.
Yeah, that's what I
Not
heard.
anymore.
Not
That's
anymore.
what I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
and there's
dope.
a music video as well.
Hey,
on the
check that.
YouTubes, on the YouTubes.
Yes.
And yeah, it's available on all downloading and streaming
Yeah.
sites. And yeah,
Is your artist name for your?
it's
singing?
Chantel Riley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chantel Riley.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
anymore.
And I'm working on my EP to hopefully come out this year. So keep watch.
Now, are you sought after in Toronto for singing? Like, do people have you come sing at different events and venues?
Yes and no, not too much. I feel like most people don't really know it, and that's my fault because I'm not really because I'm doing the acting thing real heavy. It's hard to really push the singing thing, which I'm doing now is just putting out more videos of me singing, and it's a lot of work. Look, this social media thing is hard, man. And when you're an independent artist too, it's even harder because you're doing everything yourself.
Right.
But yeah, I'm trying my best to just do more and push myself, with the singing stuff.
So you handle
more.
your social media?
Yeah, I do.
I know that's tough.
It's a lot.
No.
What are the DMs like?
No.
What are the DMs
No, they're actually very supportive. They talk about Pearson. They talk about how they don't like my character.
I'm in her DMs.
There you go. He's
I'm like, hey.
It's all really encouraging stuff. Not too many nasties, but
Right.
but mostly
Wow.
great people, very supportive.
That's cool.
Yeah, showing love.
But you have fans.
I do have
In your
fans.
singing career.
I do have some.
Amazing. And
music
I'm sure
fans,
they overlap. People.
Yeah, of course, from the
like your
shows and other
talents.
stuff. Yeah.
That's
I've
great.
noticed a lot of stands from your theater days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theater stands that
Yeah.
they understand your grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them have been there from the beginning. You know what I mean? From my
Right.
first time in the
How
show.
did that feel? That wow, I did that so many years ago, and here I am now.
And they're
people
still
saying we loved you in Lion King.
I know it's so beautiful because Lion King is the beginning of my career. You know what I mean? And it means so much to me to this day. Well,
Where it all
I
started.
still go back and I visit, people in New York, and we hang out, and they're family to me. You know what I mean? So that's a huge part of my life. And so to have people that have seen the show or take pictures of the playbill that I signed for them and message me in the DMs and asking for advice, and so glad to just give whatever piece of advice that I can when it comes to auditioning and theater and all the other stuff. So it's very humbling. Yeah, I love it.
It's amazing. There's a person when I first saw you, and I think your hair was pulled back or something. I don't know how it was, but it wasn't down beside you. And I was like, wow, she looks like. I'm gonna tell you in a minute who it is. And she was Nala on Lion King.
Oh,
Heather Headley.
yay! I've met Heather.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. Have you met her?
I have finally one time. Do you
No,
see it?
seriously, you resemble her. Would you say so? Would you say so? You
I've
resemble her a
never
little
done
bit?
that one before.
Okay.
I've met
not
her.
perfect, not
Yeah.
look like, but maybe it's the knowledge, maybe it's the connection.
Maybe.
But when I first saw you, I was like, looks like Heather Headley.
And
But maybe
she's
I was looking for that.
lovely.
I don't know.
She's
As
absolutely
are you.
lovely. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And I was so
You guys-
happy to finally get to meet her. She's the
Okay.
first Nala on Broadway.
Is that-
so
oh, she is?
She is the first one, yeah.
Okay. I remember she was on it, but I didn't know what. Okay.
Yeah, she's the original Nala. So
Wow.
I was excited to finally meet her and
Yeah. That's-
share some
that's-
love with
that's
her.
amazing.
Yeah.
I want to understand a bit about. You mentioned Nigeria earlier.
Yeah.
That you were in London for work,
Yes.
and you and your girl where do you want to go next? It's on their dime. Let's go chill somewhere. How about Nigeria? Let's go to Dubai.
Yeah.
Why do you think about Nigeria in those plans as well? Because it's not often that you hear
I know. Oh, I'll go to Lagos.
American black people say that let's go to Africa.
Yes. Well, I had visited Lagos back in March for the first time. I went with a friend who was going for work, and my friend and I, my travel buddy, we kind of just tagged along on her trip because we've always wanted to go and see what it was like. And
Lagos or Africa in general?
I've been to South Africa before.
Okay.
Yeah. This was my first time in Nigeria, and it was the most life-changing experience I've ever had in my entire life. I had been to South Africa before, but I never felt the same way like how I felt when I went to Nigeria. And maybe because it's the whole West Africa thing and the slave trade and all that other stuff. So chances are my roots are from there. So, but also too, I felt like Nigerians are very similar to Jamaicans. in a way. They're like the same kind of people and same kind of vibe, and
Right.
it was just the energy that was there. It was the seeing the Black excellency that was there.
Wow.
It's just seeing that the amount of power and pride that they have as people that was so infectious, and so much so I was like, I need to come back. And then we came back the next month, and I shot a music video out there, not anymore. And I did an
Is that on YouTube?
yeah.
I didn't know you were not. Yeah, I watched it. I
Yeah,
didn't know
we
it was
shot
in
that.
Nigeria.
We shot
I
that
didn't-
in Lagos.
I didn't even think. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
The director's name is Wale Davies, who's also part of a rap duo called Shotem Camp. And so we shot the video out there, and at the same time as that, I did an actors and a directors roundtable discussion, and just comparing Nollywood to Hollywood, and seeing how the effects of Hollywood, if there is any, had any effect in the Nigerian industry.
Right.
And so I birthed a show called Up Close and Personal, which is in development right now, in which I'm going to be talking with the diaspora, the Black diaspora.
That's fantastic.
And I shot 2 episodes already in Nigeria.
That's great.
Yeah, and
love
I'll be
that.
shooting my next episode in Toronto, of course. Same with
Yeah.
some Canadians, some Black Canadians, and just seeing the effects of Hollywood and how it has helped them or not helped them in some kind of way, what they want to see change. And so it's just the idea of the show is to make the diaspora feel a little bit smaller and connect people more,
Yeah.
and just have a better understanding of how things work for their respective countries.
My head is spinning. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, Global Brothers Podcast will be in Ghana in
Oh, right.
in December.
Nice.
And
Yay.
yes, we'll
see
be
there.
there.
See there.
So yeah, and you'll be there. And
Yes.
We'll be hanging at your table.
I was gonna say up close and personal.
You sit here. You can sit here.
Yeah, we'll be up close and personal there. Wow.
We'll be hanging at your table.
Okay. Will you be working around that time?
Yeah,
When
I
you're
mean,
in Ghana?
if I have a chance to, I would love to sit down with some artists out there as well. If we
wanna
can do
be
a
on
quick,
your show when we're
a
in
quick
Ghana.
episode.
Definitely.
Hey,
Hey, and Chantel Riley Part 2 in Ghana.
come on, let's go.
How about that?
Let's talk about it.
That's fantastic.
This question has actually turned out better than I thought. We're so about us as people opening up
Yeah.
to the possibilities of Africa, the promise
Yeah.
of Africa.
Right.
And as we know, art imitates life, life imitates art, vice versa. Artists can change the world.
Absolutely.
Art can change the world through
Absolutely.
music, through movies, through a visual painting.
Absolutely.
This can change the world, make movements happen.
Yeah.
Through your art, like you said, you've already we've done a couple episodes there, and kind of looked into the trade-off between Hollywood and Nollywood. How do you think that we can affect each other in terms of diaspora, bringing information
Yeah.
and different things that we have studied and learned outside back?
Well, I think it's just a matter of going back. It's a matter of what's so great right now is that there is this huge push and this surge of figuring out where you came from. And you have Ancestry.com, and of course for white people, it's easier for them because they have records and they have this from time. But for Black people, it's a little bit harder, especially Black Americans, where
Your last name.
you know what I mean. But I feel like what's great with Ghana and this push of the Year of Return, it's getting people's attention and wanting to figure out where they're from, but also just realizing back in the day, saying you're from Africa wasn't a popular thing. You know what I mean? You were made fun of. You know what I'm saying? And so now that it's kind of coming back around again, where it's seen in a different light, people are having more interest and curiosity and being like, I need to know who I really am.
It's a positive attribute.
Exactly.
And back then it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think now
We wanted to have Indian in our family.
Right, of
I'm
course.
half Dominican, and we
right,
wanted
of course,
to,
of course.
Creole.
People were, a little more, I guess embarrassed to say where they came
Shame,
from.
shame
Exactly,
thing, yeah.
right? Which is sad, But now I feel like it's finally come a time where first generation kids are taking way more pride in who they are. The music industry is helping that, with Afrobeats now becoming such a huge wave in North America.
Massive.
Huge, right? And so now people are like, yeah, I'm Nigerian, yeah, I'm from Ghana, and people are seeing how much power there is in being African.
Yeah, I'm Black and I'm proud has a new meaning now.
Right.
Right? I'm African and I'm proud.
Yeah, and we all are, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We all are.
Yeah.
during this one part here, we're gonna do a little pause and put on the Burner Boys segment with
Hey.
Burner Boys' mom saying
Yes.
that
The message from Burner, I believe, would be that every black person should please remember that you were Africans before you became anything else. Thank you.
Mama Berna, man,
Oh,
she said
love
it
that,
best.
love
She
it.
said it best.
That's amazing.
see, as a figure of note, do you feel a responsibility? I don't like words like woke and all this other stuff. Yeah? Do you feel a responsibility, period, to say something with your platform? Because some people say like, oh, you know, you're a sports star, you're
Yeah,
Stay
you
in your
stay in
place.
your lane.
Yeah.
Just dribble the ball.
Just do your job.
Yeah.
Just do your
Right.
job. and
LeBron,
don't-
right?
Don't,
Yeah.
Like, don't get outside of your
Yeah.
out of pocket, so to
Right.
speak. What do you think about that kind
I
of stuff?
think that's crap. I think that's BS. I think that's just another way for the men to keep you down and keep you boxed in because they realize how much power you have, especially for black people. We are so influential. We influence everywhere we go and
Every
everything
culture.
we touch, every culture. They want to take a piece of who we are. You know what I mean?
So you're not afraid of that losing you work or
I
losing
don't
you
care. I'm gonna
sponsorships
no
and-
because that's who I am. I'm black. I am a black woman. I post it all the time.
Say it.
Love my melanin. I'm happy to be a black woman. Going to Africa, Jamaican roots. Like I am black. I love being black, and I will celebrate that.
You got her. You got her.
I'm so glad for the skin that I'm in. You know what I mean? And again, it wasn't very popular to be this boastful about our
Yeah.
color, but I feel like we're just finally in a time where we're just like, F that, man. Like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Beyonce music.
Right.
Girl, skin
You know-
just like pearls.
But you know what's crazy? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've kind of gotten a feeling that the colorism in it's dissipating a little bit, right? Where it's just we're black or we're from wherever we're from. We're African, right?
Yeah.
The colorism is kind of subsiding a little bit. Would you say so? We still have some
We
problems.
definitely still have some progress.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
to
gonna say,
do.
we've talked about that. I want to, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still think we still got people out there that are bleaching their skin. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? Selling bleaching creams and whatnot. And so I still think that there is a lot to be done.
There's an uninformed.
Yeah.
People.
But I definitely still think that there is a rise in,
Right.
in our skin and loving who we are and
Yeah.
loving our melanin and
Right,
taking
and that
pride
might
in
have sounded naive, but when you're amongst a group of people,
Yeah.
like-minded, talking about I love being black,
Yeah.
you get the feeling that maybe we're making some progress,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Especially in the year of return where there's so many people going back to Africa.
So exciting.
I'm hoping this is a tipping point.
I think it will be. I think I've talked to so many people,
Right.
and every single one is like, "Yeah, I'm going to Ghana for Christmas." So Ghana's going to be so lit.
It's gonna be
And
lit.
New Year's, because Afrochella.
Yes, exactly.
You know about that. Afrochella's kicking
Afrochella,
off.
Afro Nation, like all of them are coming
Yeah.
out there. Like it's
Yeah.
going to be incredible. Just an incredible time of just a beautiful sea of beautiful black people just loving and celebrating who they are and where they came from. You know, so
Link up, yeah.
yeah.
Global.
Mm-hmm.
What does being a global citizen mean to Chantel Riley?
Being a global citizen to me means
Because clearly you have your passport.
I got my passport. I got some stamps.
You got some
I got some stamps. For me, it's a matter of influencing as many people as I come across as possible, and just shining that light that God put in me, and just letting people know who I am and what I've got going on, but also encouraging them to do the same for themselves, following their dreams and their goals. Dreaming as big as they possibly can, because anything is possible, and giving back as much as I can. Right now, I'm partnered up with a foundation called the Khan Foundation in Lagos, Nigeria, and they are dedicated to building schools in a community called Mokoko, which is a community that's predominantly built on water. So it's a lot more difficult for kids to come into the mainland and get to school with transportation a lot harder. So this foundation has been dedicating its time and its finances to building schools in the community. So the whole community is on water. So it's like Venice, essentially.
Small.
But it's like the slums, unfortunately, of Nigeria. And so right now we're just trying to raise funds
River State.
and right, and just trying to raise funds and build schools. And so to me that's what it is. Being global citizen is giving
I want some
back.
information on that. Yeah.
Sorry?
I want information.
Yeah,
I'm in
absolutely.
education.
Oh, great.
And I'm involved in some learning communities.
Absolutely.
And we can
We'll definitely connect on
galvanize some people and donate to that. And
Oh, please, that'd be
even help.
incredible.
I would love to
That'd be
go there and
incredible.
see it.
Can you say the place clearly again?
Yes, the organization is called the Khan Foundation, and you can actually find the link on my bio on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Chantel_Riley.
It'll be at the bottom.
For sure.
Wow.
Man, Chantel, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
For giving us your energy, your
Of
light.
course,
Yes.
of course.
I've never had a better time. What do they call it? Cramming? When you cramming for an exam.
That's exactly what we
Then
did.
we're here for this because we heard about you coming into town last minute.
Thanks
And I
for
was like,
thanks
you
for
know,
making this time and sitting down with
For
me,
sure,
and
for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
appreciate that, guys.
Appreciate the
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yes.
We can't
Thank
thank you
you.
enough. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people at home about being global citizen, living global,
Yeah,
opening your
just-
mind?
Dream big, dream, pray, believe, and receive. Anything is possible for you. Don't doubt yourself. Kick fear to the side and just do it.
That's fantastic.
Hey, that's gonna be the name of our next book. We're gonna add it together. Anyhow, thank you so much for being with us. And as we always say this time, live global and
Prosper.
prosper.
Peace.
Mr. Worldwide.
Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce my new partnership with an organization founded by Joseph Ohenetega called Khan Foundation. Now Khan stands for Kingdom Hope Ambassadors Network. Now on my last trip to Lagos, Nigeria, I actually had the opportunity to visit a community called Makoko. Makoko is said to have existed for over 100 years and is sometimes known as the Venice of Africa. A third of the community is constructed on stilts above a lagoon, and Makoko is known to be Lagos's floating slum. Nigeria has a whopping 10.5 million children out of school, and that accounts for the world's largest out-of-school population. That's why the team at the Khan Foundation has decided to stand up and make change. It has made a dedication to these children to inspire and ignite the hope of a better Nigeria with initiatives to propel them towards a more sustainable future. Khan Foundation is fighting against illiteracy and making sure every child has access to quality education. And they're doing just that with the development of the Khan Foundation Junior Academy. The Academy is a prestigious, tuition-free nursery, primary, and secondary school for children from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. With 2 schools already up and running, it's an accomplishment. But with 10.5 million children out of school, there's still a lot to be done. Okay, here's the good part. Here's how you can help. Click the link in my bio and hit donate. That's it. It's so easy. No donation is too small. Your contribution will go towards new school buildings, uniforms, curriculums, teachers, field trip experiences, supplies, and most importantly, freedom to education.
For more information, log on to www.junioracademy.confoundationng.org.